Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another Myland update. I am Councillor puru.miah. So, just want to say Eid Mubarak to our neighbours and members of the Muslim community who celebrate Eid today. I'll be celebrating Eid with my mum. But what it is I just want people to think about Muslim and members of the non-Muslim community as to sort of like the kind of systematic discrimination a lot of our Muslim community members face on a daily basis. So there was a study that was done about the experiences of Muslims in northeast England, and it found that 80% of the respondents face some kind of abuse or discrimination on the basis of their faith. And it just shows a lot of it is underreported, and anecdotally you've got similar sort of like high levels of negative experiences faced by Muslim community in Tower Hamlets and also in London as a whole. And it just shows and it's gone worse over the years and things haven't got better, and it just shows the kind of experience those members face and how on a daily basis. But moving on, I want people to think about kind of like the structural issues and the systematic discrimination members of the Muslim community face, in particular the PREVENT program. So the PREVENT program is a government program. On the face of it is to tackle a violent extremism, but since its inception has been criticized by civil liberties group, independent academics, and also community groups as being discriminatory against the Muslim community. So instead of having a presumption of innocent until proven guilty, the PREVENT program, the way it's being applied, assumes that all Muslim community is guilty until proven innocent. And you've had a situation where like primary school children have been hauled up for violent extremism, for simple drawing, etc. And that's how bad it is. So imagine as a parent, you're being investigated by the police because your son drew a gun on some kind of drawing. So that's the kind of experiences, and that wouldn't happen in say any other community. So that's the kind of institutional discrimination members of the Muslim community face, and it does have consequences. So in Tower Hamlets we've got the Shamima Begum case coming up. Shamima's been allowed back into the UK. So Shamima was an underage girl that was groomed online, and then she was persuaded to go abroad and ended up in a abusive situation, and instead of being treated as a victim, she was treated as a criminal, both by the government but by other public bodies as well. And it raises questions about the role of Tower Hamlets Council and whether Tower Hamlets Council fulfilled its safeguarding and care of duty towards Shamima as a victim of grooming, etc. But also we've got a new counter-terrorism legislation going through Parliament as well, which will sort of like reinforce a lot of the measures that were found to be discriminatory as well, and that's going to sell through. So it's just something to think about. I know we're going to see a lot of videos of politicians saying Eid Mubarak and hail solidarity, etc. We saw the same politicians during the Black Lives Matter moment, donning on their t-shirt and doing their bit against racism and discrimination, etc, etc. So something to think about. So this is a different video. So with this video there's an interview I did of a someone I knew from my days of youth, a teacher who was involved, who got caught up in the Trojan horse affair. So the Trojan horse affair was a hoax. It was a conspiracy theory of schools in Birmingham being taken over by extremist groups. It's found to be a hoax, but what happened was a lot of those schools, a lot of teachers lost their jobs, a lot of parent governors lost their positions, and a lot of outstanding schools after the affair became non-outstanding schools. And this is an area in Birmingham which has a large Muslim community. And it just shows that how insidious the PREVENT program is and the kind of lives it ruins. So thank you again for watching this video, and again, Eid Mubarak, and I hope everybody has a joyous Eid. But for friends who are of the non-Muslim community, I just want us to think about everybody, about how what you can do to, or what we can do collectively to tackle this systematic discrimination. For example, I and my Labour colleagues stood on a platform in the election to review the Prevent programme. How do we basically implement a review of the Prevent programme in Tower Hamlets, and what do we replace it with? How do we tackle the real issue of violent extremism, but also having a buy-in from all members of community and not being discriminatory? So something to think about, and I like people's feedback on it. But once again, thank you for watching this video, and again, Eid Mubarak, and again, 3 things: take care, stay at home, stay safe. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.